Minnesota state officials are proposing a $30 million security upgrade at the state capitol complex in St. Paul. The new security measures are in response to what law enforcement officers say is a higher risk for terrorism or violent protest.
WCCO chief political reporter Pat Kessler joins us now live from the Capitol. Pat, so you spend quite a bit of time there. What type of security are we talking about?
Well, the number of protests has grown here at the Capitol, and in fact, they are getting more violent, they're getting more emotional, they're getting harsher. And over time, since they redid the Capitol has been renovated. It took 3 years to do it. They added a tremendous amount of security, but they believe now that they need more security on the outside of the Capitol. They have steel barriers coming up to prevent trucks carrying explosives, for example. There are cameras everywhere, shatterproof windows. But now they think they need to secure a lot of the buildings around the Capitol. That's what they're talking about. But they're also talking about trying to figure out ways to control these very emotional protests that we have now begun to see just in the last year or so.
Is that really what this is about, Pat? Is this mostly about these protests that have been going on?
Well, it is and it isn't.
I mean, do they want to permit these things, or I guess what are they looking to do? Part of the beauty of the Capitol is that I can walk in at any time, you can walk in, anybody can walk in.
And that's one of the things that they have to balance. The need for public safety, of course, keep everybody safe, including state employees, including public officials, and the people who come to visit the Capitol. Have them safe, but at the same time have access. That's one of the things we do here. Other capitals are much more secure than ours are, where you have to even go through metal detectors, but we don't do that here. But America, in the last decade, since 9/11 especially, has become a little more dangerous. People worried about terrorism. That's the main thing they are worried about. But then again, the protests and the political divide in this country has gotten much worse in the last few years, and they are worried about that also. Talking about perhaps figuring out different ways, maybe different places for people to protest. That's what we're talking about here.
Let's go back to Donald Trump Jr. The New York Times is now reporting he was sent an email that stated a Russian lawyer had compromising information about Hillary Clinton as part of a Russian government effort to help the Trump campaign.
Yeah, this is remarkable because the story is shifting. Donald Trump Jr. had been issuing statements saying it was about Russian adoptions. Then he said, yes, it was about Hillary Clinton. That's why we went. Now it appears that he was told in advance by email, according to the New York Times, that this was a Russian government-sponsored information to discredit Hillary Clinton. That's why he met. Now, the White House is saying that this is, in their words, a nothing burger. I'd like to know what that is, by the way. They say it's a nothing burger, but also that campaigns do this all the time. That's not true.
Not with foreign governments.
Not with foreign governments. There's oppo research, opposition research. That happens all the time.
It's dirty
get calls
stuff,
like that.
but like, come on.
But I don't get calls from Russia. That doesn't happen, to my knowledge, anywhere.
All right, Pat, we've been hearing that from Republican operatives today as well, that they've never heard of this before. Pat, thank you. We'll look for your reports on our news today at 5 and 6.
All right.